Okay, reading time. And yesterday we didn't have any, so you had a little break from that. But we are doing our reading comprehension today. So take out your reading comprehension, skill sheet 30. Skill sheet 30. And you can see the title, The Railroad to Freedom, and my introduction I'm supposed to read for you says, although it may surprise you, I don't think it does, because you look at that and I think some of you have already figured out what it's going to be talking about. Although it may surprise you, this selection has nothing to do with trains. Let's find out more about this railroad as we read. And I'm sure you probably already figured out what railroad they're talking about, the railroad to freedom. And then you look at the first two words on the page and you're like, I thought that was who it was talking about. So you're going to read through this passage. It should be, like 3 minutes and less that takes you to read through that. So because you want to, one of the keys of reading comprehension is to kind of get you to read quicker while you're reading silently to yourself. So don't read it out loud. It should be read silently, but trying to read it quickly, okay? Because that's the purpose of this whole, because like if you were in school, I would be timing you and then you can't read it out loud. So this is to teach you when you are reading your books, your Bible, just different things, that you are learning to read silently and learning to read somewhat quickly, but also understand what you're reading. Don't just read to read the words, read what it's telling you, because then when you flip over, you should be able to answer those questions without going back and forth and seeing what does it mean? What does it say? That's the goal and the key, okay? So it should be 2 to 3 minutes max for the little excerpt that you're supposed to read, and then you're going to turn it over, and that should be another couple minutes or so to finish your questions on the other side. So what I want you to do right now, though, is to pause and go ahead and read the front and then come back, because I am going to talk with you through the back. But I don't want you just putting the answers down just because. And if you do that, that's between you and the Lord, first of all. But it's not going to help you in any way to get better at reading comprehension. And you'll have reading comprehension next year, and I think even the next year. So the best thing to do would be pause it. Don't take Miss Monroe's answers, but between you and the Lord, do the best job that you can. Did you see chapel yesterday? I want you to be doing the best job that you can at home. It's easy to kind of get lazy and lax right now because Miss Monroe's not standing over you going, no, you know how to do this. You can do it. What do you know how to, and so some of your papers, as I'm getting them, I'm like, no, I know they know how to do better than that. So I want you to work hard to the very end. We're almost there, but keep working hard, okay? So pause this and then come back. So I'm going to pause with you because you should have already paused. And if you didn't, you need to now. I'm giving you a chance. Okay, so pause, and hopefully you paused and you read, and hopefully you figured out the back. Don't listen to this part until you've already done the back so that you can just check your answers. That's the best way to do it, to see, did I get the right idea? Am I doing it correctly? So answer the questions and follow the directions. In the story, what does the word station mean? And if you look carefully, and we're reading through, the line that immediately follows the word station talks about it being a safe place for a slave to be able to get rest and to get help on their way to freedom. So it's going to be a location for a slave to get help on the route to freedom. Then 2, in the last paragraph, Harriet had only one more leg of her journey. What does the author mean by one more leg? Wait. She only had one leg left as she was traveling? No, that wouldn't make sense, right? When you hear that, many times you'll hear that when it's talking about a race. If we were going to be able to watch the Olympics this summer, which we're not, but if we were going to be able to, they would say, oh, he's in the last leg of the race. Doesn't mean there's one leg left. It just means the last part of the race. There's only one more leg of her journey, means that she was almost to the end of her journey. So what you should have put there is she only had one more part of her journey, or her, what she's going through left. There was only one more thing that she needed to get through to get to freedom, or to get to where she needed to go. Okay, so one more part was left. What do you think the word underground means in this story? So they give you 3 answers. Is it a tunnel for trains or subways? Did it talk about that at all, though? So this is why we have to really think. Did it talk about tunnels and subways? No. Did it talk about an old railroad buried in the dirt? No. What did it talk about? A team of people. And they worked secretly to provide help for other people. So in this story, underground is just this team of people that was helping. And then you're numbering the following events in order to find the hidden word. So what was the first thing that took place? Harriet works as a slave. That was number 1. Number 2. Right. Number 2 was a lady helps Harriet find the Underground Railroad. She hadn't escaped yet, but she helped her find the Underground Railroad. Then number 3, that's when Harriet escapes from her master. Number 4, she arrives at her first station after walking for 2 nights. What's number 5? People hide Harriet and give her food and clothes. 6. Harriet arrives at the graveyard and is given a disguise. And then 7, Harriet arrives in Pennsylvania. So hopefully you got that right, and then put those numbers, put the letters in number order, and you'll find that special word. That was kind of the hidden word. So hopefully you did well on that, and you did wait and make sure that you got those correct and not just listen to my answers, but hopefully you did well. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day. I'll see you in some of the other videos, but have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend as well. So I love you. I'll see you soon. Make me proud. I love you. See ya.